Hi, and welcome to training number 1, entitled Jumpstart the Profit Engine of Your Business. Now, if you're a coach, consultant, speaker, trainer, or author who's looking for proven ways to create meaningful and lasting results for your clients, you're in the right place. And if you're also looking to increase your income by offering profitable high-end coaching programs or automatically delivering your courses online, you're definitely in the right place. That's because on this training, I'm going to teach you the single most important element that drives the success of any thought leader business, including yours. This one thing also determines whether your business will run you ragged or provide you with the lifestyle and income that you're wanting. And this one thing is something that I've discovered over my 30 years of starting and growing businesses, and I'm sharing it with you in order to shorten your path to have the business that you've always wanted. In addition to learning the one thing that determines the success or failure of your business, you're also going to discover the 7 essential elements of a highly successful thought leader business. These 7 elements literally fuel the profitability of your business and position you to impact lasting change on a global scale. And last, but definitely not least, I will share with you my 6 steps to defining and designing your profitable programs. That becomes the epicenter of your business that you love. So let's hop over to my desktop for training number 1, where I will open your eyes to the driving force behind your business success.
Welcome to my desktop. As I shared in the intro, my goal for this training is to introduce you to the single most important determinant of success as a coach, consultant, speaker, trainer, or author. While this may be your first exposure to my work, there's something that I know about you. Because you're here, you're very likely fall into one of 3 groups. Group number 1 is super early in the business startup process. Whether you've started working with clients or not, you're still defining and refining the components of your business. If that describes you, you're going to love this training because you're going to get the inside skinny so that you can start your business off strong. The second group has been in business for a while. You're bringing in revenues and you're looking to scale. In other words, you want to increase your revenues, but you don't want to work so hard. If that describes you, you'll love the training because it will shed some light on what key elements need to be in place to have leverage in your business so you earn more without working much more. This last group, group number 3, is likely a band of entrepreneurs, perhaps even colleagues of mine, who are well into the 6-figure mark. You're likely here because you've got your eye on a 7-figure business and you know my track record for taking businesses there. If that's you, I'm glad you're here and I'm excited to shed some light on how you can play a much bigger game in your niche. Now, this training that I've created for you, well, it's here to reveal the one thing that is the core of your success or failure as a coach, consultant, speaker, or author. This one thing is relevant no matter what niche you play in, how long you've been in business, or what level of income you're shooting for. What is the one thing that holds such power over your success? Well, I call it your signature process. Your signature process is defined as a unique process that empowers your clients to develop the skills and beliefs that, in the end, produce the desired state or set of outcomes. Now, said a little bit differently, your signature process is also at the heart of every revenue-producing activity you do. Your signature process makes your job so much easier because it duplicates the experience of you when you take it out to groups or large audiences. And your signature process also enables you to serve more people with less work because the core of your process is already defined and articulated in a step-by-step process. So without a clearly defined signature process, basically you're going to feel stuck when it comes to writing sales copy. Another sign that you've not clearly defined your signature process is that you question yourself and the marketability of your work. Sometimes what will happen without a signature process is you're sort of winging the coaching process, and not only is that exhausting for you, but it's actually not fair to your clients. Constantly reinventing the wheel is another sign where you're creating new programs, wondering if the last one was really your best work. Without a signature process, oftentimes you're falling short of your income goals time and time again, or you're unable to easily scale your business because in order for you to work with clients, it requires so much of you. Perhaps worst of all, without a clearly defined signature process, you really miss the opportunity to impact the masses by being able to scale the delivery of your genius through a process that does not require so much of you. When you do have a signature process, it's completely different. You can create compelling sales copy that clearly articulates the value that you offer. You're able to express to clients how you actually deliver the results that they're seeking. When you've got this thing clearly defined, you feel confident during your enrollment conversations or when you're out and about networking. You have a proven step-by-step process for ushering clients towards what it is that they want, so there's a sense of ease in your coaching. With this signature process defined, you can also create programs that have longevity and can be leveraged for years to come. You can master this one-to-many model when you've got your signature process defined because you're able to move people through a process without you personally working with them. Also, when you've got your signature process defined, you find that the product launches are a little more fun and effective and a lot more profitable. And then finally, I got to say that when you've got your signature process completely nailed down, you're more willing to increase your fees and charge your worth because you have evidence that you can create the results. Best of all, I think, one of the things that I love about seeing people really, really hone this signature process is that you'll feel more confident and clearly knowing that you can deliver on this promise that you make in your marketing. Can you see the importance of really nailing your signature process? But what if you're among that group that's saying, Jane, I've got this down already. I have my signature process. I've got my programs. What I need to be doing is really marketing more effectively. Well, my answer to this is, are you sure? You may already have created what I call first generation content, but the truth is, you've grown, your process has been refined over the years of working with clients. You've gained a deeper understanding of what your clients need since you've developed your first generation content. Now it's time to take it to the next level with what I refer to as second generation content. When people come to me to help them scale their business by maybe taking their content online or amping up their programs that they're offering, oftentimes they're saying, I want my clients to stay in the game longer and get what they came for. And another realization that often brings people to me is they recognize that the content that got them to 6 figures is not necessarily the content that will get them to 7 figures. They need to up their game. So whether you're taking steps to define and refine the first round of your signature process, or you're coming back to take all your programs to the next level so you can truly scale your business, you're exactly where you need to be. So now that I've got you with me, it's time for us to take a closer look at the 7 essential elements of a highly profitable thought leader business. Each circle of this diagram represents either an income stream, which is how you bring in revenues, or a marketing avenue, which is how you generate sales. For those of you in the early stages of building your business, you're probably going to hang out here in some of the earlier elements. For those of you who are on the fast track, maybe you're more established and you want to go for that multi-6-figure or 7-figure business, you're going to be incorporating almost all of these elements. In other words, you get to choose. One of the great things about having your own business is you get to decide how big you want it and all the bells and whistles that takes. So one by one, let's look at how your signature process fuels the effectiveness of each of these 7 elements of your business success. We'll begin with private coaching. Imagine your signature process becoming the nuts and bolts of the way that you work with clients individually. This is often the gateway to having a successful business. It's also a great way to bring in revenues right away. So as a coach, consultant, speaker, author, this is oftentimes how you begin. The second element that we want to look at is compelling marketing. So as soon as you have your coaching process and you're wanting to work one-on-one with your clients, you're going to need to have some compelling marketing messaging and copy in order for you to enroll them in your high-end program. When you have clearly articulated the value that you deliver, your clients are able to understand what's in it for them, and they're more likely to say yes to your offer. Without a clearly defined signature process, marketing copy oftentimes fails to communicate the value that you're offering, and it leaves prospects unengaged and uninspired to buy. Moving on to the third thing. So now you've got your coaching process in place, your marketing copy for enrolling your high-end clients. We want to look to other ways that we can market. And so in this third circle here, we're really looking at the engaging talk titles and content from a marketing perspective. Speaking is without a doubt one of the most effective and lucrative ways to find clients and generate sales. With your signature process clearly defined, you can easily craft a signature talk that delivers value to your audience and becomes a key strategy for finding clients and generating those sales. Probably one of the biggest benefits of having a signature process that you can then take into engaging talks is that you won't have to reinvent the wheel every single time you go out and do a workshop or you're asked to speak in public. I remember early on in my business, I didn't really have my signature process nailed, and I remember the pain of it because every time I spoke in front of a group, I found myself having to recreate and reinvent the wheel. When you have your signature process, it's super easy then to evolve that into a signature talk, whether you have 10 minutes or you have 2 hours. You're able to take what's really important from your signature process and put it into an engaging talk title that finds you your next ideal clients. Now we're going to move into element number 4 of your 7 essential elements of a really, really successful business. Element number 4 is your powerful course content. Now this happens to be one of my favorite. Our other business that we have, Virtual Academy Builder, we actually take people's signature process and turn them into powerful courses and take them into an online academy. Just a couple months ago, I took a course that I had actually designed 5 years ago and marketed it to a group in Australia, generating $20,000 in revenue, and basically all I had to do was about 3 calls. That's the power of taking your signature process and putting it into a course that can be leveraged and marketed for years to come. Okay, moving on to the essential element number 5 of a highly successful business. This is sales funnels that convert. Imagine the impact of taking your compelling marketing copy and putting it into a clearly defined sales funnel that showcases your unique ability to create meaningful and lasting change in the lives of your clients. Now, granted, if you are brand new to the process, you do not have to build out your sales funnel. You're using client enrollment conversations, speaking, and networking to fill your one-on-one coaching client spots. But as you grow and as you scale, you're going to want to have this component in place to be able to automate the sales of your programs. Imagine a funnel that builds credibility, delivers tons of value, and gives prospects a juicy taste of your unique process for creating results. Imagine showcasing clients who've had tremendous success implementing your signature process, building your credibility, and instilling confidence that you can deliver on your promise that you make in your marketing. That's what comes when you have a really cool signature process that's clearly defined and you put it into your sales funnel. Just 2 more to go. Now moving on to element number 6, live events and workshops. You see, this is a key strategy for creating revenues and working with groups rather than one-on-one. Your signature process clearly defined becomes a powerful live event, whether it's a couple of hours with a small group of individuals locally or whether it's a full-on 3-day extravaganza where you're leading people into your high-end offer. The cool thing about having your signature process is that it gives you a sense of ease going into any live event, knowing that this group of people that you get to be with live, they get to experience your work in person, inspiring them to want to continue their work with you. And then lastly, just really quickly on element number 7 is your best-selling book. And I've seen it happen time and time again. You know, so many of us, we know there's a book inside of us. But the idea of getting it out of our head and onto paper and into that book that will build credibility and impact greater results is pretty daunting. So the same process that we use to design your course from your signature process is exactly the same process we use to birth a book. So recognize that as you take your signature process and build it out to a multidimensional experience, you're actually creating the exact same content that can be transformed into a best-selling book. Phew. Okay. If you ever doubted the need for your signature process in order to create leverage and increase your income, I can pretty much guess that you now are a believer that at the very heart of your success is really nailing this piece of your business. But the question you may still have is, how do I transform my simple step-by-step process that's intuitive into a full-blown multidimensional program that delivers on my promise and walks people through a process? As you can imagine, I happen to have a process for this. Over the past nearly 10 years, I have designed and delivered 24 of my own programs to multiple niche markets. And then over the past 5 years, I've walked a handful of very special clients through the process of creating their courses and taking them online. And over the years, I've realized that there is a really powerful way to go from having it inside your head in an intuitive process into this really well-designed, modular-based program that you can leverage in so many different ways. Here we're going to take a look at the 6 steps, and then we're going to dive a little bit deeper into step 1. Step number 1. Begin with the end in mind by articulating the before and after picture of working with you. Step number 2, craft the transformational journey that you're going to walk your clients through. Step number 3, define the 4 elements that prompt meaningful and lasting change in the lives of your clients. 4th, design the content structure for each step in your process, or in our world, each module in your process. Step number 5 is where we mix up your modalities to keep clients engaged and tap into 10 different ways that you can deliver content beyond the PDFs, the MP3s, and your videos. Step number 6 is then to articulate the compelling promise of each module in your process. What's exciting is that no matter where you are in your journey, these steps are designed to help you uncover this next evolution of your work. I've seen brand new coaches use this process to turn their intuitive gifts into a powerful, profitable coaching program that generates the 6-figure income that they're wanting. I've also seen highly successful established entrepreneurs use this process to create their best work yet and really scale, doing things like licensing, white labeling, and certification programs. Take Karen Rolfe, for example, one of my favorite clients, a world-renowned dressage specialist who, when she came to us, was traveling all over the world, was exhausted, and couldn't find a way to leverage. We helped her take her signature process that she was delivering live, working with horses and people all over the world. We put it into a course, and she had tremendous success. In fact, so much that when we recently launched her second course, she sold over 6 figures in less than a week with just 2 emails to her current client list. The cool thing about that is it was a testament to how well she delivered on her promise for the first course, and everyone was ready. I think 80% conversion into that second course. Then there's Randy Gorick. He plays in the corporate space, and he took his program, leveraged that, and it literally transformed his revenue model using our bulk seat sales strategy, being able to work with masses of people at the same time. Still others have put their signature process into books or 3-day events or weekend workshops, all with this confidence of knowing they could deliver on their promise. So you have nothing to lose and so much to gain when you take your intuitive process or your first generation content and up-level it into a program that you feel proud of and that you can leverage for years to come. So, are you committed? Are you committed to up-level your program? And are you willing to take a first step with me just to begin that process of seeing the next evolution of your work? If yes, let's dive into step number 1. Begin with the end in mind by defining the before and after. In order to articulate the value of what you offer and be able to scale it, we have to be able to map out the journey that your client will be taking with you. Now, if you're not yet working with clients who pay for your services, we're going to harness the power of your imagination and draw from the impact that you have on non-paying clients, people that you've counseled, mentored, or guided along their path. For those who are working with paying clients, picture in your mind's eye your ideal client avatar. Whether imaginary or actual, this person represents the mindset, the needs, the challenges of the people that you're most here to serve and most enjoy serving. Imagine that you've been working with this client for 6 months, and during that time, you've both seen a tremendous transformation in multiple areas of their life. They're getting what they came to you for. Now imagine in that 6-month period receiving an email from this client. Get out a piece of paper and in their voice, write an email to you from them that expresses their gratitude for the opportunity to have worked with you. In their voice, have them recount the pain and challenges that they were feeling when they first came to you and began their work with you. And then have them recount the fears and the sadness that had them blocked prior to doing your work. Then in that same email, in their voice, have them share all the areas of their life that have been impacted as a result of taking that journey with you and doing the work. Have them share specifics in this imaginary email to you on how their life has changed and how they feel about where they are now and the progress that they made. Once complete, take a look at the email again. Imagine how cool it's going to feel when you actually get one of these. By doing this, what it enables you to do is then go back through this email and underscore, use a highlighter if you will, the benefits that that individual expressed to you. This is very much this beginning process of articulating the benefits of the work with you. This is just one simple step in this 6-step process, but I promise you, if you take time to do this exercise, you'll begin to not only feel a sense of the impact of your work and get clarity of how you can explain it to others, you're also going to have a sense of excitement knowing that this is the possibility of what happens when you take your process and put it into a really powerful program. Okay, well, I hope you found this helpful and that you consider your next step defining or refining your signature process to be the driving force behind taking your business to the next level. Before I close, I have 3 steps that I'd really like you to take. First of all, if you enjoyed this, I hope that you'll tell your friends about this training by sharing the link to the opt-in page. That would be super, super cool if you could do that, and I would be so grateful. The second thing I'd love for you to do is make some comments below regarding what you're taking away from this training. You know, I'll be checking in and answering questions and celebrating your takeaways, but this helps bring this work to life and it helps you solidify what you're taking away. And then finally, I want to make sure you come back for training number 2. In this training, I'm going to share with you 2 models that I've created that encapsulate my 30 years of designing and delivering transformational programs, and it's the cornerstone of what you're going to need to take your work to the next level. So, take these 3 steps, and I'll see you in training 2.